Ukrainian forces have regained at least a kilometer of territory in Bakhmut amid a Russian withdrawal that reflects Moscow's severe shortage of credible combat units, the UK Ministry of Defence has said in its latest intelligence briefing. It said elements of a Russian brigade withdrew, in bad order, from their positions on the southern flank of the eastern Ukrainian city, the scene of the war's longest battle. The brigade had been dogged with allegations of poor morale and limited combat effectiveness. Zelensky will be welcomed in Berlin on Sunday, according to German government sources who spoke to Reuters on Saturday. This is part of the leader's strategy to win over crucial allies in the fight against Russia's incursion. The Ukrainian president last traveled to Germany in February of last year, shortly before the war started, for the Munich Security Council. The German government will give Ukraine additional military equipment worth €2.7 billion, £2.4 billion, the largest donation Berlin has made since Russia's incursion. According to Der Spiegel, the package includes 4 additional Iris-T anti-aircraft systems with ammunition, additional artillery ammunition, 20 Marder infantry fighting vehicles, 30 Leopard 1 tanks, 15 Gepard anti-aircraft tanks, 200 reconnaissance drones, and more than 200 armored combat and logistics vehicles. According to the mayor of Mykolaiv in southern Ukraine, 3 persons were hurt by Russian attacks. Alexander Sienkiewicz noted the attacks on his Telegram channel early on Saturday. According to him, Russian forces attacked a nearby industry, inflicting damage to nearby residential structures, 3 flat fires and damage to a school. The largest city of the eastern Ukrainian region of Luhansk, which is around 100 kilometers, 60 miles, behind the front lines, was hit by missiles launched by Ukrainian forces, according to Russian-installed officials there, injuring 6 children, a Russian lawmaker, and damaging 2 abandoned factories. According to TASS news agency, which cited emergency services, a Russian Su-34 warplane crashed in the Bryansk region near Ukraine on Saturday. This was the second such occurrence to occur in the same area after a helicopter seemed to be shot down. According to Russian news sources reporting the Defense Ministry, 2 Russian pilots were killed when a Russian Mi-28 military helicopter crashed in the Crimean Peninsula that was annexed. According to TASS, it stated that it thought equipment failure was to blame for the incident. The Defense Ministry predicted that an unidentified item that entered Polish airspace from Belarus was likely an observation balloon on Saturday. A representative for Poland's Territorial Defense Army informed Reuters that an investigation was being conducted to locate the object. The authorities in Russia and Belarus were not immediately available for comment. The British-made Storm Shadow long-range cruise missiles were used to strike 2 industrial locations in the seized city of Luhansk, according to the Russian military ministry on Saturday. Zelensky expressed his gratitude to Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, for providing long-range cruise missiles. When the UK's Defence Secretary, Ben Wallace, earlier announced that the country would send Storm Shadow missiles, the Kremlin threatened to respond militarily. As a result of a recent suspected attack on the Kremlin, police in the Russian city of St. Petersburg have established an anti-drone team to identify unmanned drones. The unit was unveiled on Tuesday during the yearly commemorations of World War II's Victory Day on St. Petersburg's Palace Square, according to the local Interior Ministry. The U.S. ambassador was called by South Africa's foreign ministry for claims he made that the U.S. had given Russia weapons and ammunition for its conflict in Ukraine. Ruben Brigitte claimed on Thursday that in December of last year, South Africa loaded guns and ammunition onto a Russian ship that was subject to sanctions at the Simonstown naval facility outside of Cape Town, and the weapons were subsequently shipped to Russia. Russia's defense ministry has said Ukrainian forces carried out offensive operations along the entire line of contact near Soledar, the ministry's official Zvezda news outlet reported. More than 1,000 troops and up to 40 tanks were used in Thursday's assault, it said on Friday, adding that the attacks were repulsed. Rafael Grossi, head of the UN's nuclear inspector, will bring a deal with Russia and Ukraine on safeguarding the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station to the UN Security Council this month, signaling that a deal is nearly complete, for officials told Reuters. Grossi has been attempting to reach an agreement to lessen the possibility of a catastrophic disaster from shelling at the largest nuclear power plant in Europe that is seized by Russia for months. Zelensky had requested to speak via video during Saturday's Eurovision Grand Final, but that request was denied, according to Rishi Sunak, who was disappointed. The proposal was denied by the European Broadcasting Union, which organizes the event, despite the Ukrainian president's laudable intentions. This was done out of concern that it might politicize the event.